In these woods south of Bridgend, we're just minutes from the comforts of modern life. But for many of us, the private lives of woodlands are an unknown world. If we went down to the woods today, we'd be sure of going hungry. So I'm here to learn how to eat, drink, and survive. My teacher is Richard Rees, who runs a bushcraft firm showing people how to live off the land. First, basic caveman stuff, make a fire.
My childhood was based on free rein. Playing in the woodland was such a big part of my life. It's moved on now as a passion.
And now you teach people how to live in the woods.
That's right. We take people into the woodland and basically we show them how to identify certain plants, mushrooms, trees, their uses. A lot of ancient skills, you know, kind of how we used to live and things that have been lost. I have family in Sweden and they are quite amused that I can teach these skills when they say that this is skills that people should already know. But I think in Britain we've come so far removed from the environment and we've lost so much knowledge.
There was a time when people foraged for food and knew what was good to eat and what was to be avoided. They could harvest a meal from the seashore and conjure up a fire. They could gather tasty snacks from the hedgerows and pick succulent fungus from the forest floor.
Okay, Trevor, if you can see here, we've got two for the price of one.
Yeah.
Firstly, we've got this fungus that it grows on elder. If I pick it off and turn it upside down, it actually looks like the inside of someone's ear.
Yes.
Hence the name Jew's ear. It's completely edible.
Right. This is another first for me. It's unusual.
It's quite mild mushroomy taste, I guess.
Yes. I'll recommend it to all my friends.
But you don't like. Okay, this is obviously a common one that we all see around. Hurtica dioica, or better known as nettle. There's a lot we can do with this plant. We can obviously pick the tips to make nettle tea.
I've had nettle soup in my time.
Yeah?
Yeah, lovely.
Well, one of the things that many people don't know is that you can actually make a very, very strong rope from nettle. Okay, we'll just collect a couple of these, put it on, use it to do a bit of cooking. So after a while, when you start building a knowledge on the woodland environment, you see things, you see the woodland in a different way. You see it more as a resource. But for instance, there's a fungus here which grows on ash. And this is a fungus straight away that's easily found and we can quite easily make a fire from this. I'll just break a piece off here, put that on the ground. Is you need to scrape back some debris. If I can ask you to hold that without spilling the debris, drop a spark into this. If you just let it smoulder, okay, let go. And if you give it a good hard blow, if you like to...
I like it because it warms my hands.
Yeah, well, if we just pick this up, obviously in a survival situation you would kind of use this sparingly. Okay?
Yeah. Take care if you've got a beard.
And obviously what you do then is obviously you transfer this to the ground and then lay your twigs and your prepared timber ready for your fire.
Yeah.
So there you go.
While Richard's out being a manly hunter-gatherer, Claire Harris is back at base cooking. She and Richard teach all sorts of people to build woodland shelters and fires and how to survive.
Tuesday we're going to have partridge stew, and we're going to make some bannock bread on the hot plate as well.
So first, catch your partridge.
That's right, yes, we've caught our partridge. The next thing now is plucking the partridge.
Where do we start?
Right, okay, so what we need to do is just hold the partridge up, just like that. And what we need to do is actually very carefully just pull the partridge feathers down. If you try and pull out, you're just going to get all the skin off as well.
Shall I have a go?
Yeah.
Gently does it?
That's right, quickly as well.
Yes. Otherwise we'll be here all day.
And then we have our mushrooms, which you picked earlier on, Jew's ears and your oyster mushrooms.
Okay.
And then at the end, we have
herbs and things. What do we have there?
So we've got our nettles, which we're going to be using in our tea later on.
Right.
And our bitter parsley and our cress as well. And your normal vegetables, and that's the stock.
Some bread, must have some bread.
That's right, yes. We're going to use bannock bread, so we're going to use that on the hot stove.
Yes.
And that's all that is. It's bread without yeast.
It's not difficult to make campfire bread, and you can put all sorts of things into it. Bannocks are good things for children to make. It's chilly outside, but in the shelter, it's fairly cosy. And one of the best features of the bread making job is that it keeps you close to the fire. So Claire does the baking, and the cavemen head into the wild.
And this here is the birch, or Betula pendula. It's a fantastic tree in bushcraft, and we use it regularly for making tar for glue, or the bark for tinder, because it's got a lot of resin in it and it's highly flammable. But this time of year, what we can do is that we can actually tap it and actually drink and harvest the sap. First of all, you would need to get your knife and just maybe put a little mark into the tree to see if it's actually dripping.
There it is.
It's actually dripping straight away, yeah.
Yes.
So next I need to do is bore a small hole into the tree. Okay, after drilling the hole, we use what we call a sprocket.
A sprocket?
Yeah.
That's a new word for me.
Okay, so you place it in, and what you do is just place a small container underneath.
And wait for it to fill.
For sure.
Now, this is nature and you can't rush it. And never forget your sprocket.
This time of year, Trevor, is a great time, you know, for finding plants that are edible. And here we have some wild garlic. And already I can smell quite a pungent smell.
I love that smell.
Strong, isn't it?
It's lovely.
When you can actually see the garlic growing through, there's also other plants that you've got to be careful of not picking. This plant here is quite a dangerous plant. It's called Lords and Ladies. As you can see how closely it grows near garlic, I could quite easily pick one of them up. This is why having a knowledge on plant species is quite important, because you could be quite easily caught out.
And these are poisonous.
Yeah, they are. They're not nice at all. Okay, it's been a couple of minutes now, so let's see what we got.
Quite a lot.
For sure.
And crystal clear.
I hope you're thirsty.
Well, let's give it a go.
Okay.
Straight from the birch. That's good. You could survive on that.
Now it's quite important, Trevor, that after you've used the tree, you plug it up.
In it goes. Good, well, no place like home.
That smells nice.
Yes.
Lovely. How's yours, Trevor?
It's good. It's really good.
It's really nice.
Really tasty. What more could I want? A comforting wild stew, the ancient pleasures of a campfire. And if I want a drink, I can call at a handy tree. In part 2, the big wheel keeps on turning.